need a bike geared up for life in the urban jungle, Kawasaki thinks the new J125 could be the small capacity maxi scooter you've been looking for. Except Kawasaki isn't calling it a maxi scooter, instead dubbing it a 125cc scooter with mid-level features. It looks like a maxi scooter to me, and I think Kawasaki is underplaying its features and spec by calling them mid-level, because for £3,799 it feels quite premium. The J125 might not be as hotly anticipated as the new ZX10, but it's still a big deal because following the launch of the J300, it's taking Kawasaki further into the scooter market and is designed to make the brand more accessible to a wider range of customers. Being part of the same family, the J125 shares a few parts with the J300, its chassis being one, but its engine isn't just a sleeved down version of the power plant from the J300, it's a new unit with a different ECU. The city is where the 13.8 horsepower from the 125cc water-cooled 4-stroke engine is most at home. The Kawasaki is slightly less powerful than the 14.14 horsepower Yamaha X-Max 125, weighs 9 kilograms more than the 173 kilo X-Max, but does cost the same as the Yamaha. Compared to another bike it will likely be trying to take sales from, Honda's Forza 125, J125 is £200 cheaper but 21 kilos heavier and marginally less powerful than the 14 horsepower Forza. Through town, the J125's engine provides ample drive. Even though the bike has a claimed curb mass of 182 kilograms, the motor has enough pep to easily beat cars off the lights, and the power is enough for the J125 to hold its own in town. On fast main roads and motorways, I had the J125 up to just under 75 miles an hour before it struggled to go any faster. Like I said, it's most at home in a city, so overtaking its speed is definitely not its forte because the engine lacks the punch to do it quickly, so getting past cars sometimes takes a bit of planning. Thanks to its CVT transmission, the J125 has that typical slightly laggy scooter throttle response. It's not bad though, and takes all of 30 seconds to get used to. Most of the engine's drive comes over 6,000 RPM, but because of the transmission ratio, it could occasionally feel like it was struggling as the revs rocketed up to near the limiter or climbed slowly out of kilter with what I was doing with the throttle. Again, this is something I became used to as I rode it more, and after a time it wasn't difficult to feel what the engine and transmission were likely to do in a given situation. The ABS equipped brakes are more than capable of bringing the J125 to a swift halt. Feel through the adjustable levers is good and gave me bags of confidence to wring all the available power out of the Kawasaki branded stoppers. Perhaps that confidence is why I found the ABS quite easy to activate at both ends. The suspension also feels good. The non-adjustable fork compresses in a controlled manner under braking, and the rear feels okay too. It's difficult to tell with the rear because the J125's immensely comfortable seat is so wide and squishy that it's never going to give your bottom a private line to the preload adjustable twin rear shocks and Maxxis iPro tyre. Throughout the day I increased the preload to near maximum and it made the rear feel firmer and more to my liking. I thought the J125's weight and power would make it feel lethargic and heavy around town, but it is well balanced and easy to hustle through traffic at low speed. It's stable and comfortable at motorway speeds too, and has decent wind protection. Like every big scoot worth its salt, the J125 is practical and has decent storage. Under the seat there's enough room for a full face lid plus some shopping. A small compartment under the left side of the handlebar can take a phone and wallet, and it contains a USB port for charging a phone or sat-nav. This is definitely useful, but because of its compact size, if the head of your USB cable is particularly big, it might obstruct access to the compartment. The storage area can be easily opened and shut with gloves on, but it's worth noting that it's not lockable. However, the anti-tamper ignition should do more to thwart thieves. Press a button and the ignition gets covered by a metal plate which is opened up again with the other end of a key which acts like a chuck. Quality is high everywhere. The controls and switch gear are great, as is the quality of the finish and the plastics and paint. The clocks are clear and easy to read, although the function buttons are a bit awkward to get to over the bars. I'm short and I found the J125 comfortable. The grippy footboards gave me enough room to move my legs around and the bars are at a comfortable reach and height. The J125 is a high quality, comfortable and capable scooter that gives you maxi-scooter functionality for less than 4K. However, It lacks the underseat storage capacity of the Honda and Yamaha, which can both take 2 full-face lids. It also remains to be seen how good it is on fuel, but if I was about to buy a new 125 scooter to waft me and my stuff around the city, this would be on my list.